Hello children, welcome to chemistry class. Today we are going to discuss another topic, that is charge on colloidal particle. Our topic is charge on colloidal particle. Yeah. Before this we have already discussed the properties of colloidal particles. So in that, if you didn't watch that video, if you want to watch, please go to my channel Chemistry with Santosh sir, and there you can watch the other related video of this chapter. So let us move to our topic. Our topic is charge on colloidal particles. So we know that colloidal particles carry charges. Colloidal particles carry charges, and all the particles have same charge. All the particles have same charge on it, and overall the colloidal solution is neutral, but the disperse phase have charges. Disperse phase have charges. So by taking some example, we can see the colloidal particles. Colloidal salts can be divided into two categories, that is positively charged colloid and negatively charged colloid. Positively charged colloid, if we see positively charged colloids like hydrated metallic oxides, Al2O3 access to CrO3 access to basic dye stuff, methylene blue, hemoglobin, very important. So our blood is positively charged salt. And next, negatively charged salt, MSC, negatively metal and copper salt, silver salt and gold salt. Metals, copper salt, silver salt and gold salt. Metallic sulfides like S2S, Sp2S3, etc. Here acidic dyes. Here acidic dyes are the negatively charged colloid. Acidic dye are negatively charged colloid. Salt of starch, gum, gelatin, clay and charcoals are the example of negative charged colloid. So here we discussing the charge on colloidal particles. So in the colloidal system, dispersed particle carry charge, either it may be positive or negative charge. Here colloidal particles always carry an electric charge which is same on all the particles. Means colloidal solution carry colloidal particles always carry charges, and charges is same on all the particles, and it may be either positive or negative. Means colloidal solution may be positive or negative. Colloidal solution are always neutral. Only particles of disperse phase have charge on them. It means in colloidal solution, if we talk, in colloidal solution we talk, disperse phase have the charges. We will understand this topic, how the colloidal solution is neutral. So we will understand by discussing this. At last, when we will discuss, by that we can understand. Here some positively charged salts are like hydrated metallic oxides, basic dyes, methylene, blue salt, hemoglobin. Negatively colloids, metal, copper salt, silver, gold salt, metallic sulfide, As2S, Sp2S3, acidic dyestuffs, salt of starch, gum, gelatin and charcoal. So these are the means here. If we talk this much, this, so it is example of live flake colloid. What is live flake colloid? So here already discussed. The charge on the solid particles is due to on one or more of the following reason. Means charge on colloidal particles. Charge on colloidal particles may be one reason or more reason. The charge on colloidal particles is due to one or more reason. So first reason, let us see. First is due to electron captured by solid particles. Electron captured by solid particles during electrodispersion of metal. So electric arc method, if we see in electric arc method, electron was captured by the metals. Second is due to preferential adsorption of ions from solution. Due to preferential adsorption of ions from solution. And third is due to formation of electrical double layer. Means there are three main reasons due to which the colloidal salts carry either positive or negative charge. Due to electron capture in electric arc method, we have seen due to electron capture. Second is due to preferential adsorption of ions from solution, and third is due to formation of electrical double layer. So if we talk this first one, in electric arc method, electrons are being absorbed, electrons are being captured in electric arc method. And next we will discuss due to preferential adsorption of ions from solution. So let us see. Second is reason is due to preferential adsorption of ions from the solution. Let us take example how it happen. So if we take example, first example is if ACNO3 is added to Ki, potassium iodide solution, means it is excess. This is an excess amount here, and this one is limiting ratio. So in lower classes you have studied limiting ratio. Here it is in excess amount. So when ACNO3 is added to Ki, potassium iodide, it forms ACI. It forms ACI, precipitate. Okay, but due to excess of I, and next is KNO3, and KNO3 anions like this. Okay, so here why I wrote excess means all the potassium iodide is not used during the reaction. Some amount of potassium iodide is remain in the reaction. So in precipitate, if we see in precipitate ACI, here the common ion will be solved. So what is common in these two means we have taken excess amount. So here if we say potassium iodide is remaining, potassium amount of potassium iodide is remain because we have taken the potassium iodide in excess amount. We have taken the potassium iodide in excess amount, so some amount of potassium iodide is remaining, and potassium iodide ionized like this, K plus and I minus here. So this AgI absorbs the I minus ion. This AgI absorbs the I minus ion, and due to absorption of I minus with iodide from the dispersion medium, due to absorption of I from the dispersion medium, ये negatively charge is developed, and negatively charge is developed there. Due to absorption of iodide ions, we can write due to absorption of iodide ions from dispersion medium, results a negatively colloid solution. So what was the second point? Preferential absorption of ions from the solution. Second point. So this is what type of? It is negatively charged. What is negatively charged colloid? Next is, if we are reversing it, means vice versa. I think you understand better vice versa. Means what happening? If Ki is limiting relation and ACNO3, means here potassium iodide, LR means limiting relation, and that is in excess amount. What is? So it will form the precipitate, same precipitate AgI and KNO3. So which one is in excess amount? This one is in excess amount. It means all the ACNO3 is not consumed during the reaction. All the ACNO3 is not used during the reaction. Means ACNO3 is remaining. And if I write ACNO3, so it will be written like this: AC plus and NO3 minus. So I have already told that common ion will be adsorbed. So in ACNO3 and in AgI, it is also precipitate. It is also precipitate. It is also precipitate. So what is common in these two? AgI. So always like this here also, what we have said, common, what is common in both? Means this portion was remaining, some portion of this was remaining. So it has absorbed iodide ions, and here in AgI, in this ACNO3, so ACNO3 is a dispersion medium. So some amount of ACNO3 is remaining, and ACNO3 is ionized like this, AC plus and NO3, and this AC ions will be absorbed around the precipitate, or we can say this ACNO3, sorry, this AgI absorbs Ac plus ion means silver ion from the dispersion medium results a positively charged colloid. Results a positively charged colloid. What we have seen, that is negatively charged colloid. This one is positively charged colloid. Other example, if we take other example of ferric. Next case is if FeCl3 is added to hot water, hot water, it forms positively charged colloid. It forms Fe2O3 into XH2 and Fe3 plus ions are being absorbed. So it forms positively charged colloid. If we take FeCl3 and it is being added to NaOH in excess, so it forms Fe2O3 into XH2O and OH ions are being absorbed. So it forms negatively charged colloid. That is positively charged colloid. What we have seen here, if FeCl is added to hot water, that is in excess amount, so that form what? Positively charged. And if FeCl3 is added to NaOH, it forms negatively charged colloid. So our blood is positively charged colloid. So here we have Cl. And negatively charged salt is obtained with the adsorption of OH ions. Negatively charged colloids are formed. Due to absorption of hydroxyl ion. So like this, you remember these two, very important. These two are very important. And one thing you remember, our blood is positively charged colloid. Next, means third point is, what is third point? Due to formation of electrical double layer. So next is formation of electrical double layer. So what we have seen here, ACI anhydrous of iodide, and then ACI it have absorbed AC. So this is negatively charged colloid. That is positively charged. Here, what happened? These positively or negatively charged colloids, colloid particles, these negatively or positively charged colloids attract opposite charge. These negatively or positively charged colloid attracts opposite charge from the solution. Attracts opposite charge means this will attract what was there? I and this one is like this adult form. Sorry, this is will form K plus, sorry, this and that I minus here. Means what we have seen, negatively or positively charged colloid attracts the opposite charges from the solution. Opposite charges from the solution, or we can say from the medium, and form a second layer. So when it is absorbing, it forms second layer. First layer is this, and second layer is that. First and second. What I told, when positively or negatively charged colloid absorbs the when positively or negatively charged colloids attracts the opposite charges from the dispersion medium, it forms second layer, and this is called electrical double layer. Means what they are making together, they are making is called electrical double layer. So it may be defined as, so here the combination of two layers of opposite charges around the colloidal particles is called Hamilton's electrical double layer. Do you know this? Hamilton's electrical double layer. So sometimes it is being asked, what is defined the Hamilton's electrical double layer? So you can define the combination of two layers of opposite charges around the colloidal particles is called Hamilton's electrical double layer, in which first layer is fixed and second layer is diffused. That's why second layer is called diffuse layer. His first layer is fixed, but second layer is mobile, so this is called diffuse layer. The first layer is fixed while second layer is mobile, which is termed as diffused layer. So we have defined Hamilton's electrical double layers. Hamilton's electrical double layer we have defined, and due to formation of these two layers, means we can say here, due to positive charge here, sorry, if we talk about this, so due to negatively charged and positively charged, in other sense we say due to negative charge and positive charge, or we can say due to these two layers of opposite sign, due to two layers of opposite sign, a potential develop between them, and that is called electrokinetic potential or zeta potential. What? Electrokinetic potential. What is electrokinetic potential or zeta potential or zeta potential? What we have discussed here, due to these two layers of opposite charges, a potential developed, and that potential is called electrokinetic potential or zeta potential. So it can be defined as, so here the charges of opposite sign on fixed and diffuse parts of double layer results of potential between them is called electrokinetic potential or zeta potential. The presence of the charges on the colloidal particles make the colloid stable. Same charges prevent them from coagulation. Means due to presence of charge, they are more stable. Due to presence of charge, due to like this bit of last line, we try to understand here. So same charges are there. Same charges. Due to repulsion, all the particles are in motion. And if these particles are not in motion, the colloidal solution will coagulate. So due to presence, same charges prevent them from coagulation. If opposite charges are there, so they will neutralize to each other and coagulation will take place. So here we have discussed means the electrical double layer and electrokinetic potential or zeta potential. The zeta potential, it is most important. These two, this is what zeta potential and kinetic potential, electrokinetic potential and electrical double layer. So these three are being asked separately for short note. So please focus on this, and it is long question. Charge on colloidal particles. So many times it is asked in board examination also. So all of you prepare it well. Charge on colloidal particles. So you watch twice, thrice. You may understand this.